Pop the champagne and pull up a seat, because we're about to get into real talk, real stories, and real power moves. This is Champagne and Chat, where we mix success with a little bit of spice, and trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
Hello, hello, hello. Y'all come on in, share this live. Let people know we're on. We got the boss lady in today. So y'all better be prepared for that. Y'all better be prepared for the boss lady. Come on. So, boss lady, I want you to tell the people who you are, what you do, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Hello, people. As she stated, I'm Boss Lady. My name is Larry Barnett, affectionately known as Boss Lady. My business is Boss Ladies. You can find me on all social media platforms at Boss Lady with two I's. So BOSSLADII. Also, my website is Boss Ladies, BOSSLADIIS.net. So you can find me anywhere.
Yes, cheers to cheers
Google.
to the boss lady.
Google. Yes.
Cheers to the boss. Y'all
Yes.
better be ready for this. So, my first question, well, tonight we're gonna get in with champagne and chats, y'all. So we'll talk about fake friends, real enemies, protecting your brand, protecting your energy, protecting your peace, all that come with it. And I know, look, you were very well branded. Look, check her out, y'all. She is branded. So, when it comes to spotting real love and hate, right?
Yes.
How you determine it?
I'm very spiritual, right? The Most High God. I don't do anything without Him.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I move off of intuition and energy.
Mm-hmm.
So if my energy don't agree with you, and it's a little nudge we all get, I listen to mine. So if my energy or my intuition say no, make a left, I put my finger and exit left, stage left. So because I've always been like that, it has saved me from a lot of drama and a lot of stuff.
Amen. Yeah, you know what? I don't see you hanging with a lot of people, talking to a lot of people, any of those things. So you're right about that. So yeah, that is true. So when did you first realize that someone in your circle wasn't clapping for you, but they was copying everything you was doing?
I'll say my circle is really a dot. So I don't really allow for those that are not for me. So we all have different types of friends, associates, and things, and I category everybody in their prospective places.
Yes.
For you,
even throughout the years,
anybody that know me will tell you yes. But they used to say I was funny acting or what is it? Non-sociable, an introvert. They called that all that, but I called it protecting me.
That's right.
So I don't have to worry about things later.
Exactly.
So for me, I go from 0 to 1,000 real quick. So because I do that, it's better to protect me and you.
Yes.
I just won't deal with certain things just to say. So a lot of people deal with things just to say I have a friend or I have certain people around. I have a crowd. I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
I go by myself, do anything by myself. I am an only child, so that makes it
better. Even better. Yeah.
So if like I'll say this, my fall back game is on Fat Joe. Lean back.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
If I feel it's weird and I feel it's off, I get missing ghosts. Like I don't say nothing, I don't give nobody no explanation. I'm just out.
Wow. So what's the most backhanded compliment you received from someone you considered a friend?
Let me see. Right, because I don't really, I don't really play them type games.
Yeah.
So,
like your little business, or you going back to such.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I see you. I get sometimes like, oh, I see you on Facebook with your little podcast now, so like something like that.
Right. I have seen well, I have a few people that don't understand like why people like me or why people mess with me, So
Really?
they'll say, oh, I seen you over there with your little stuff, or I seen you on a little thing. And my answer is always, please, big. There's nothing little about nothing. Big,
Nothing.
B-I-G,
The big
motion,
one, the big
motion.
one. Yes.
Right. Say big, all that. So generally when I respond like that, they dismiss themselves.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I don't play with people at all.
Wait,
At all.
what are you, a Capricorn or Virgo?
Leo.
Oh, a Leo. Because Capricorn and Virgo, we got that same energy. It's like, stay over there with that. You just go far. Yeah. So, so have you ever had to cut anyone off professionally who was draining you personally?
I have. I've had to, take a step back. Sometimes it be, real close people that you consider family.
Yeah.
And when God tells us something, he tells it to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we want everybody else to see it and they don't. Right. So I've learned to just keep it to myself and keep whatever God has told me and just to keep it moving. So it makes it easier to not even have to cut people off because you won't know nothing.
Exactly.
Pop out, then you'll know.
That's my constant prayer. Lord God, just remove whoever not for me. Constantly remove them if they feel some type of way. If they shady, I don't want anybody shady, pretending, fake, none of that. So that is my constant prayer. So we got to stay prayed up with that. Even when we go to networking events and, people will just feel your energy or they just see the people that come up to you. So you just got to be very mindful with that. So, yeah.
Intentional, because you can't go to everything with everybody and you can't do everything with everybody. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And that's what a spiritual life come in and really keeping God first. Like when we say, do we keep God first? Do we really keep him first? Do we really keep him at the center? Because before I even, like, if I'm invited somewhere, I talk to God and be like, is this somewhere you want me to go? Is this what you have for me? Because sometimes, you get to a place and be like, dang, I knew I should have stayed home. I ain't listened or whatever. So, yeah. Oh my God. So how do you protect your brand and your energy from leeches? People who see you doing good, they see you the boss and they're like, man, I just want to be around her. How you protect your energy from that?
Again, using my intuition and also like when we start any ship, whether it's that friendship, relationship, companionship, partnership, we all should have some type of interview for those people. Right? Yes. I have a set questions that I ask people that want to get to know me or want to get to know Boss Lady or get into business with me.
What's some of the questions you ask?
Like, what's your intent in this business or partnership? Like, where do you see yourself benefiting from being connected to me? Because anybody that's connected to me, they're gonna benefit from something, or they're gonna be beneficial. Even if it's my spirit or just being around me, my energy, my love, any of that. So if you don't answer those questions, I don't want to say appropriately, but what I'm looking for, yeah, I'll contact you.
I love I'll contact you. Look, management to get a hold of you. Yes, I love that. So tell us about a moment when you knew like entrepreneurship was for you and you just had to like say yes and just do it.
I'll say being in the corporate world. All right. So I worked in hospitality for a while with a large company. I won't say their names or whatever. I asked to be off and they told me I had to wait or I couldn't be off or I couldn't go here because I like to travel. That's my therapy and keeping me peaceful and keeping me centered is something about airport. But when they told me I couldn't, I was like, nah, God, it's something got to be better and bigger than this. So I used to pray that God will retire me before 40 or at 40. You have to be intentional with your prayers, and you also have to be very detailed with your prayers, because I asked God to do that, and he ended up forcing me to do that. And I wasn't prepared.
So what you end up doing first? Like, what was your first business venture?
Credit. So I started with Boss Ladies Credit Bosses. I still do credit. I call it restoration because it's not repairing. We're restoring what you messed up. So we're going to get you back to whatever. I started there, and then I just kind of pivoted. Like,
what made you start there though? Most people don't. Like, when I started credit, I was like, I don't want to do this. I told God, I was like, nah, I don't want to do this.
Well, I started doing my credit first. I started doing my credit first, right? Yeah. I was my first client. So as I started to do my client, be my first client and learn things in credit, like knowing that I didn't know this, I should have known it. I should have known it in high school, maybe middle school. That prompted me to be like, I got to put my people on, because it makes no sense. Like, it's really easy. Like, we talk ourselves out of a lot of things. So once I figured out, what the people don't tell us,
what's in the book that we don't read.
Right. Once I started that and see how easy it was, I used to, like you said, I read a lot, and I read somewhere in a book that it says, if you enjoy doing it for free, make that your business.
Yes, right, because that's where your passion lies.
Right. And I wanted to do like everybody credit for free.
Yeah.
But then I was like, we got to do this. Like, when I first started, I think I was charging like $275, maybe $200.
Oh Lord, pennies on the dollar. But the amount of work in the steps and the certification mail and all that you had to pay, you wasn't making no profit.
But I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed teaching people, because with my clients, I always tell them, if you're looking for a speedy recovery, this is not the place for you.
Yeah.
But it took you 30 plus years or 20
to mess it up. Yeah.
You can't expect me to be a magician and fix it tomorrow.
Oh gosh, I say that all the time. Okay, I'm glad I got somebody on here that really know. Like, it's not a 30-day thing that they tell y'all. They lying, because even, let me tell you, and I ain't gonna call this person out, but it's a big time credit person in South Florida that's doing a lot, and people end up coming to me and they're like, well, it was wiped off my credit, and now it's back on my credit, or they wiped it off and said I could go get a car, and now I can't go get a car. Is I gotta fix it. Now I gotta double fix, because now I gotta fix what they put back on there, and I gotta go back and fix everything that you done did for 30 years.
Right. Exactly. So I started that way, and then I pivoted. I went and purchased my first home, and then I just took off from there.
So when you started taking off and you accelerating at a super speed, what's everyone saying around you? What's the family saying? What's your friends saying? Do people felt like you was leaving them? Like, what was happening at that moment?
Well, I'm first generation everything, right? So first generation college graduate, first generation business owner, first generation to purchase a home outright. So, like, my family and friends know if it's something I want to do, I'm gonna do it.
Of course. I don't
care what anybody say, right? Yeah. So they could have been saying, I don't think you should do that. You should figure it out. Your job or whatever. But I let that go over my head or in the air out one other and kept it moving. To be honest, I can't even remember if somebody said anything negative to me, because I was tunnel vision. Right?
Yes.
A lot of people driving, and they be like, oh, you don't never look around. You don't never look around when you driving. I be waving and stuff. I said, baby, I'm focused on the prize. So I'm just like in business.
Now, when I'm driving, I'm looking around, because we in Miami, is out Florida. I gotta know what's next to me, what's behind me, what's in front. I'm always aware of my surroundings, but I am tunnel vision when it comes to business. So I definitely understand.
Yeah, so tunnel vision. I don't.
Yes. Do you mentor now?
I do. I do mentor. I don't mind mentoring, but the issue with that with us is everybody wants free information. Everybody wants your time for free.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I don't mentor the kids for free. But
Yeah.
adults and you taking out my time.
Yes.
Well, here's my invoice. This is what it is. And then some people I don't hear from ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, where
do you follow up with them?
I'm sorry.
Do you follow up with them?
I used to, but like after 2 or 3 times, if they don't answer, they don't want to do it.
Yes.
They don't want to. Yeah.
They don't want to. Yeah, you got to be ready for this. Like it's cutthroat. Success is not easy. Owning a business is not easy. Being a one-man band is not easy. So it's like, I don't have time to be chasing nobody down for $1. I gotta get to the people who need me and don't know where to find me.
Right.
And so, I understand when it comes to that. And so tell us about the moment when you knew, like, the clap back, the naysayers, they was gonna feel a way about what you was doing and how aggressive you was doing it.
What they say? What they say for with the kids, the YNs be saying I'm about to shut the city down with this. To be honest, I'm always thinking about evolving and pivoting. So when I do certain things and pop out with certain things, it's never what nobody's gonna say. It's always for me. I'm my biggest.
Yes.
I'm my biggest issue. I'm my biggest problem. Right?
Yes.
So, me and myself argue. We argue all the time about certain things. So, again, it's kind of like you got to drown out the noise. You have to be focused, tunnel vision, because everybody won't understand. Everybody won't see.
So how do you block out the noise even after the arguing and stuff like that? The people need to know what steps to take, like how you actually do it.
I've been on a spiritual journey since 2021. So with that, I've learned I have to get with nature. Sometimes I'll go outside and ground, and people call me like, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm outside grounding." I'm like, "What is that?" I got my feet in the ground. I'm hugging a tree, right?
Yeah.
Talking to God. I'm talking to nature. Everything, because it be so much with these phones.
Yeah.
Everybody, everybody doing different things. Sometimes you just have to with yourself and whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people see me travel a lot. It was like, "Oh, you always on go," but that's a part of my peace.
Yes,
like, that's part of me centering myself and getting back to me.
Because
there's so much going on, so you have to find your routine and what works for you, because it may not work for you. But that comes with talking to the man in the mirror, like, what you gonna do?
So how do you check yourself and your ego saying no, like, let's go this way, but you gotta still check yourself, like, no, I'm gonna let God lead, or I'm gonna listen to the spirit.
Okay. I pray, right? I'm always praying. I'm up to 3 a.m. and I'm back up by 8.
Oh, so, sound like me.
I'm always praying. I'm always talking to the God. I'm always talking to my ancestors, whether it be my grandma or, one of my ancestors that's passed by, be like, "Listen, I need help from everybody. So y'all go get with God, y'all go get with everybody else and come assist me." Funny thing is with me, I'm the opposite. Like, I don't have ego and I don't have a lot of that stuff. So I have to check myself about being too humble.
Ooh.
Right. Because I let a lot of stuff go, like trying to a lot of stuff slide, like not being who I supposed to be, who God made me to be.
So when you have to check yourself of being too humble, what are you saying, or what are you redirecting yourself to do?
I'm in the mirror, right? In the mirror, having a talk with myself, and I'm like, "Well, what you doing? Like, you've accomplished so much, girl. Like, don't let, like, a lot of times we talk ourselves out of things because we feel like we're not enough or we're inadequate or maybe we haven't reached that point yet, but we don't pay attention to all of the things we have accomplished and how
Mhm.
far we have come.
Mhm.
I check myself by like, girl, you done did this. Stop playing yourself small.
Yes.
You know,
Tell
you
the
have
people
to.
what you done for real. Stop being humble. Tell them what you do for real. Come on.
I'll say, I'm gonna start with, I'm a first generation graduate of college, right? So I was the first one to go to college in my family. I am a graduate of the Florida A&M Agricultural and Mechanical University that sits on the highest schools, right?
And I'm on y'all hill right now.
Go see that beautiful campus while you're there. I purchased a home that I placed on Airbnb that has been very successful. I've made 5 figures while having the home.
Yeah, cheers to you. Yay.
Cheers to me. I've also been in business, right, since 2018 without a bad name. That's hard, right?
Yes.
In Miami, from Miami, I split places from Miami to Atlanta. Having a good name and a good face, like having to trust you, I'm big on that.
Yes.
And I do a lot to make sure my face stay clean and my name. So when you hear when you hear boss lady, they be like, "Oh, she good. Oh, she'll make sure." And that in itself is another job.
Yes.
Right? Because it only takes one person to drag you in the mud about something in their feelings that wasn't true.
Yes, one time. Only one time.
So yeah. And I did all of this by myself. Me and God. I'm not gonna say by myself. It's been God, because he's been stirring this wheel, although we've been bumping it and having bumps.
Yeah, but like, oh, I gotta do this.
Right.
Like, yeah. So
I've been having peaks and valleys, but God.
But God.
But God.
So do you feel that any given moment or certain peak seasons that business owners should go through a time of isolation?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So then what happens when it stops their business?
I'll say if God is pulling you towards isolation, if God is pulling you towards separating yourself and he wants you in a quiet place, he's gonna make sure your business stays thriving, stays going. Why? Because you listen to God. Now, if you do something on your own about something else, we can't say
yes,
you know what's gonna happen with your business. But if God told you to do it, if the Spirit led you to do it, you'll be just fine.
Okay, so if you had to choose one for your team, would you choose loyalty or would you choose talent?
Loyalty. Because you can teach talent. You can't teach nobody to be loyal. It got to be in you. It can't be on you. It got
to be in you all through there. All of it through there.
It has to be in you. You got to be cut from that cloth. And the way things going, I don't think that cloth even made no more. So now, if you find somebody that's loyal, you have to
hold on.
And treat them nice and treat them well. You can't just hold on to them and be like, "Oh, she loyal, she good." No,
she
it don't
going nowhere. Yes,
no, it don't
he ain't going nowhere. Yes. So, if your brand could speak, what would it say to the people who underestimated you?
Let's see. If my brand can speak, we are on our way to the big stage. I don't know how, but God gonna make sure I get to the big stage. That saying, oh, that's just her. Yeah. On the big stage in front of thousands, talking to my people.
That's right. Yes. And what would you say to them?
I would say, I know it's cliche, but it's true. Don't give up. I get up every day and say I quit, but then I get up out the bed and do what I got.
Like, I'm tired of this, man. I'm gonna just go back to the bird.
Yeah. I get up every day and be like, let me get on ChatGPT and see about this resume. And then I end up doing something for boss ladies. So just you have to stay consistent and you have to be intentional to keep going. Yes, you will have to pivot. You may have to pivot 4 or 5 times.
Yes.
But if you stay moving forward, right, you'll find your avenue. You'll find your way. You'll find whatever you need.
So what advice would you give to women who still entertaining frenemies because they don't want to be alone, or they don't want to be like, man, I ain't got no friends or nothing like that, or they holding on to that one friend they have, or that circle or that dot?
You have to be a friend to yourself first. You have to be a friend to yourself to be friendly.
Yeah.
How can you know how to be friends with somebody if you don't friend yourself, right? People will say, oh, you're a good friend or whatever. That's because I'm a friend to me.
Yes.
Me first. I check me first. I don't call nobody check me. I check me first. Like, you know you was dead wrong for that. You shouldn't have even did that. Like, you have to have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
Everybody laughs at Michael Jackson about talking about the man in the mirror, but you have to talk to the man in the mirror. Like, you are your problem.
Yes, and your biggest critic, and everything, and your biggest cheerleader, motivator, all that.
All that. So you can solve your problem. If you are the problem, you are the solution.
Yes. Oh, I love that. If you are the problem, you are the solution. Now, I didn't even think of that, but I'd be like, I'm the problem solver, so I'm gonna come up with a solution. But I ain't think of, if I'm the problem, I'm also the solution. But that's a good one. And I know we're gonna be wrapping this up soon. So my thing is, what's next for you? Like, I know you want to be on the big stage. I know you got the credit going on. I know you got the Airbnb. What's next?
What's next is whatever God want me to do, whatever God want me to be. Because at the end of the day, yes, we are business owners and we're doing this so we could leave generational wealth, so we can have, something to stand when we're gone.
Yes.
But for me, I want to be known for helping my people, right? And however that goes. So with that, God has to lead me with that. So however he leads me, I'm open and willing to be a vessel to be used. It may not always be pretty. People always want the glitz and the glamour when you're talking about God, but it don't be like that. It don't be like that. Sometimes it gets real nasty.
Your close friends, they do the same thing you do, or your best friends, like, are they in entrepreneurship?
A lot of my circle is, but a lot of my circle is still 9 to 5, right? But we all go through the same things. Regardless. Although you're clocking in for someone, I have to clock in for myself. Your money guaranteed, mine's not.
Yes.
So I might be up today, and then in the hour I might be down because whatever money I made, I have to use it for emergency or something. Who knows?
Yes.
So I just try to make sure that my circle tight and we all good. We have to be aligned. We all have to be on one accord. When people think of equally yoked, they only think about romantic relationships. No, that goes for friendships, companionships, partnerships, whatever ship. Come out that whatever ship come off that boat, whatever. You have to make sure all of that, all aligned, everybody on the same page, everybody working towards the same goal, even if it's different arenas and different areas of life. My biggest concern for my circle is everybody's evolving. Nobody is staying in the same place.
Yes.
If you at the same place you was last year, no.
I'm a holler. No. So my last question, what's your personal motto for keeping your peace and protecting your energy?
My personal motto, and what I tell myself all the time, I only worry about what I can physically fix. If I can't fix it, if it's not in my hands, I'm not gonna worry about it. Because why stress and worry about something? I got to give it to God anyway.
Yes.
If he gonna do it, so I'm gonna let him handle that. So I only worry about what I can worry about.
That's good.
Worry about. If I can't physically worry about it or touch it, I don't.
I like that. That's good. So we thank you. Cheers to you. Cheers to Boss Lady. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us your story and sharing where you've been and how you started your journey. That's very inspiring. So you're going to be able to help someone else out. And those who are ready to start their spiritual journey too. That was good. Like, I didn't even think of that, like putting my foot in the ground, like really getting outside, becoming one, talking to God and stuff like that. Because even when you think about Pocahontas and all that stuff like that, they were one with nature. So that's a good tidbit that I took. And then I'm gonna be able to practice and stuff. Because even to this day, I tell my kids, y'all go outside, y'all go outside, y'all go outside. So that I'm be right there with them. But yes, so
take your shoes off and put your feet in the ground. You'll feel it. I'm not trying to be like people will say that's weird, but you will really feel the energy. Like the earth will take away the bad energy. You can really feel the energy either swapping out, either being giving you good and taking your bad, or just giving you all of the good energy that you need. Hug a tree if you need to. Hey?
Yeah, yes, I love that. So I thank you for joining, and I definitely will have you on again. And so y'all stay tuned for next week with Champagne and Chats. Good night.
Night.
We spilled the tea and popped the bottles, but we're just getting started. If you felt this convo, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Because trust me, it's about to get even hotter.